know Carr a little bit. I just wanted to get your opinion. How has he improved over fall camp in his first few games?
Yeah, ever since he got here, I see how he's grown and become more knowledgeable of our defense and seeing how pieces fit together. He's just also an amazing athlete too, so that helps.
What do you feel like is really clicking for the defense right now?
Man, I think like we're all trusting each other. We're just getting closer to one another and knowing that each one of us has a responsibility and we're just playing off of that.
How detailed is Matt Guerrieri's game preparation throughout the week?
Man, he's serious. He's a serious guy when it comes to game preparation. He wants to make sure everything's good, and it starts with him on the back end, but he also, delivers it to the linebackers and D-line as well.
And then you being a part of the front seven, how do you guys performing well kind of alleviate the pressure off the defensive backfield as well?
I think like if we go and affect the quarterback, and how we affect the quarterback makes it a little bit easier for the guys in the back end, so you don't really have to deal with all that throwing threat.
Lewis Moore's been here for a couple years now in the secondary. Just how much have you seen him improve since he got here?
Man, well, he's a character. He's a funny guy. He's really a hard worker, and he's a detail-oriented guy, so he wants to make sure everything's right, and he lets you know during practice too. So he's big on details, and I can see how he's grown over the time.
Any stories kind of stick out about him?
Yeah, there's one. Coach G, whenever we're in like fall camp, he said whenever a guy is doing what he wants to do or doing up to the standard, isn't up to the standard, and tell him to get out of practice. So he's always joking with guys. He's like, I'm gonna kick you out if you don't get this right or something like that. So he's just that type of guy. He's a funny guy.
What's reinforced? You talk about the trust that you guys have built. What's reinforced that on the field? Like when you're lining up for a play, how does the mechanics of that trust work in terms of who's doing what right and all of that?
Mm-hmm. But really, for like the big part of trust for me is like dealing with the D-line. So knowing how them guys they move and do different things really allows me to play off of them and play fast. And on the back end, at linebacker, sometimes you have to like correct, or if something doesn't turn out how you want it to up front, then we have to correct it. So just knowing that they have a responsibility and job to do, and we just play off of them, and it just makes it a little bit easier.
What's playing behind a guy like Andre Carter like that's on that defensive line?
Yeah, he's just like a dominant force up front. That's what I always say about him. And just the way he plays, he's the beast out there on the field. You can tell in every way he moves.
What's it been like playing next to Jacob, just at the linebacker spot? How's that going for you?
It's going good. Like he's a really smart guy. We feed off of each other well. We became close ever since he got here, and so being able to trust a guy like him, knowing he knows his responsibility, him trusting me, we just feed off of each other.
Marcus Burst is a guy who can play on the edge, play inside. Younger guy. What have you seen since he's come here as far as his development, how much better he's gotten?
He's also a guy that's grown a lot too. Just seeing how he come up since he's got here in the fall camp, and maturity-wise, he's a mature type of guy. And just knowing how much he's worked for it, I'm glad he was able to show it out on the field on Friday.
What's kind of Andre's personality on the field? Like in huddles and all that. I mean, is he intense? Is he quiet? Is he loud? I mean, how does he kind of carry himself?
I would say he's intense. He's not much of a loud guy when it comes to like in the huddle or anything like that. Just when he gets after it, he could tell he has an edge to him. But he's not too much of a loud guy. He's really focused and serious whenever it comes to like in the huddle or preparation stuff.
Who's the loudest guy in the defense?
The loudest?
Yeah.
I would probably say Louis Moore. Louis Moore and Noah Pierre. Them two guys, they feed off each other too, and who can be the loudest for the most part. And they're both good characters.
Is that just like usual defensive backs do a lot of the talking on the unit?
Defensive backs normally always do the talking, so yeah.
Do Lewis and Noah just start competing for it at times?
It seems like it at times. They go back and forth all the time, so it's good.
You guys have done a good job of stopping the run through 2 games. What seems to be clicking on the front seven end?
And just knowing our responsibilities. Like we say, we have a dominant up front defensive line, and so them guys, when they get after it, take and move bodies around on their offensive line, it allows us to move and fit gaps well.
Marcus Burst just told us when it comes to the defense, we haven't really seen the full potential that you guys can have. Do you think that reigns true?
It does reign true. Like we've been watching self-scout over our last 2 games and seeing how the little mistakes could have even better outcome with our defense and everything like that. So just getting those few things cleaned up, and we can definitely have more potential. Yep.